Welcome to Station C.
Yeah, I'm Casey here. This is Rachel. Rachel, you might start first.
Yeah. Basically, today we're going to focus on using Blackboard in a collaborative classroom. Maybe the first thing I want to ask is, when you look around this classroom, what are the equipment that you think you would use for collaborative activities in the learning process for your students? We've been telling you these things.
I teach in here.
Okay, but do you use it?
You're very familiar with
Linda, is it Linda?
Yes, Linda. Yeah. Do I use it? Do I use the different? No, I don't. I use the fact that students are in groups and they discuss a lot and then they move around and they share a lot, but I don't use the individual computer screens.
Do you see opportunities for them to use it individually, like in the scope of your teaching?
In this particular class I've been here with, probably not, but in another class I think I will be quite interested in using it.
Okay, so there's potential. That's good. And that's what we hope that your takeaway when you finish with the sessions here. What about you, sir?
Because usually my lesson only 1 hour.
1 hour.
Oh, okay.
So they all just listen to, it's didactic, just you give them all the deals and then they
ask questions.
Okay. So I guess when you have them in an environment like this, you can split them up and have them collaborate and construct knowledge in their discussion, right? So basically today we're going to talk about collaborative quizzes, how you can use that as a learning tool. So I'm going to pass the time now to Casey.
Yeah, I'm not sure, have you all heard about collaborative quizzes, especially using this kind of classroom setting. Okay, what I'm going to show to you is, okay, assuming I'm the instructor, I already create a set of questions. Okay, there are a few some setups. Okay, in all the last two. Okay, pardon me, the typo error is supposed to be WORLD is the typo error because I typed too fast. Okay, this is a handout. Okay. Okay, so being I'm the instructor, okay, I created a set of questions. Okay, how am I going to use quizzes as learning tools in this kind of setting? Okay, so what you as an instructor, what they can do is in this kind of setting, okay, students will take the test, okay, individually first. Okay, then after that they will take the test second time, but on the second time they take the test as a group. Okay, why we make the student do a test twice? I'll explain this later on. Okay. Okay, right now the 3 PC right in front of you is actually in login as a student PC. Okay, so if you want to simulate, okay, you take the test. There's only 3 questions. There's only 3 questions.
Just click on the first one.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Take me take a while to get there. Okay. On the name or on the picture?
On the hyperlink. On the board.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll also simulate as a student. Okay. Okay. I click on the questions, then click on the button begin.
Okay. Some of them are already in the attempt mode.
Okay,
so
then you show them how to take the.
Yeah. So because this test was taken previously, you can take it again. You click.
In fact, these tests have been
hyperlink.
set in such a manner that allow multiple attempts, and for each multiple attempt, the question will be randomized.
Did you click on?
So I simulate as a student. And
okay,
select
so
my
this
answer.
is the second attempt because we want to also explain that feature.
Oh, sorry.
You have 3 minutes to do the quiz.
This is beyond me. Newton, gravity.
Oh,
yeah, that one's
You
I need help.
Collaborative.
Gravity, mass, I guess. Okay, now what? What's a vector? Do we know what a vector is?
So has everybody completed the quizzes?
3 questions though.
Yeah, only 3 questions.
I'll slow down, okay, take a while. I need to scroll down.
It's okay to have it wrong. Then
Yeah, it's okay.
Opportunity to
There's no
discuss
penalty.
it.
basically we're just
Rachel,
trying
can you
to
scroll me down the
simulate.
screen? I'm useless without a mouse. Can you scroll me down? Can't you see the next question?
Okay.
Okay. Who discovered the vaccine for smallpox?
1 minute.
It is saved automatically, right?
It
Oh, you have to save.
I didn't save. It just says
Yeah, if
save.
you mouse over it, it will save itself.
I think maybe inadvertently may have clicked something.
It says save by itself. I didn't do it.
Mm.
Save as
Okay, now save and
You can
submit.
submit if you.
Ta-da, all wrong.
Okay, and then. So you can look at your grade. Now we're going to talk about them seeing the feedback.
No, the feedback I did not enable, okay, because
Click
You
OK.
didn't enable it,
no, they enable.
Oh, I
they
only got
enable,
one
okay.
correct.
but they can
But
see.
but they can see the score. They can see the
Okay,
score.
where?
They can see the score.
Where is, how do I see the score then?
Mm.
There, wait a minute, I'll do OK. I've
should
done
really
this
see the
because
score.
we use tests.
If you click on
Click OK to review the
Yeah.
test. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay, we just kind of.
I want to see if I was right.
Okay, you don't worry about the score. Okay,
Yeah.
you don't worry about the score. The key thing we want to share with
Yeah.
you the strategy behind. Okay, so supposing the student complete the whole test individually. Okay, we want to split them into different groups according to cluster. Take for example, we want to make full use of this kind of setting. So students set according to this kind of cluster. Okay, according to this kind of cluster. So when they take the test as a group, okay, as a group, okay, they're going to collaborate, discuss the questions among themselves, okay, okay, which are the possible answer, okay. Why we make them sit the test twice, okay. Reason is this, okay. When they take the first test as an individual, okay, the questions is very fresh in their memory, okay. So probably there's certain questions that they know very well. I got the right answer. Probably I'm not too sure about the answer. So not too sure about the answer. So when they come to the second part, do the second time, okay, when they collaborate, okay, some of their peers might have the right answer. So from there, they learn from their peers, okay, that strengthen their understanding of the subject. That is one of the main reasons we want them to go through the second test. Okay, but another big reason behind we want them to go through the second test is because, okay, a lot of time we talk about collaboration, get students collaborate, but we realize a lot of students, they do not know how to collaborate. They really do not collaborate. This is when the instructor come in to help them. Okay, so as instructors, okay, probably you might want to assign them certain role. Okay, in a group about 4 or 5 students, okay, one student may assume the role as called reader. That means this student read the quiz, the questions. Second students probably assume the role as a recorder. Then he write down the answer, okay, or the questions. After the group decide, these are the questions, these are answers we want to put down. So he record. Okay. Another person is actually like a timekeeper or the manager. Okay. He makes sure the whole process will complete in time. So in this way, all the students get to participate. No student is being left idle. Everyone get to participate. So after students go through this process, okay, you actually get to know, okay, each other better. Okay, do build friendships, definitely, because I see a lot of students actually throughout the whole semester they don't interact with each other if there's no collaboration. Okay. Then after the whole semester they don't get to know each other. Okay. So through these kind of interactions, students actually build their confidence. They some become the leaders because they want to achieve the same common goal. They get students do this together at the same time. Okay. So how the students they do the collaboration together? Okay, as a group. Okay. So assuming these are the group. Okay. So when they do as a group, okay, only one PC is connected to the LCD panel. Okay. So let's say this is a PC connected to the LCD panel. Okay. Then they actually discuss. So for the LCD panel, it's much bigger, right? Okay. So it's easier to discuss. That's why we make full use of this kind of setting. So if try to do, although you can do this kind of same kind of things outside this classroom, but it's a bit more difficult because everybody is squeezed under the same screen. But in this kind of setup, everything being properly laid out, and the students actually being assigned by instructors, okay, with all this role as a readers, as a recorders, and also a timekeeper.
Additionally, you can also compare the results and the performance of the students. You know, you can run experiments to see whether one class, when you adopt this strategy, do they perform better because of that. They're engaging with each other more, and so you can, you know, also observe if there's a difference.
What's your take?
Yeah.
Actually, we'd also like to hear from you this kind of strategy.
This can be done, we're talking about two tests, so it can be done as a pre-test and post-test activity. But it's still individual, it's not collaborative.
When you set it up, when you set it up in the test that I've seen, each student can only do it once or repeat the same one. So how would you set it up to allow a group to do it?
Group, that means one student use only his laptop, okay, to do the test.
Okay, but what if that student has already done the test and is not
In
allowed
fact,
to do it again?
let me show you, okay, as an instructor, if you, this one, in this browser, I actually log in as an instructor, okay. Okay, this is a test we took just now, right, okay. Let me show you the setting. If I select this one, I go to edit the test option. Okay. If you scroll down, okay, there's this option. There's this option, okay, allow multiple attempts.
Yeah.
Allow multiple. So when a student do the second time, okay, as a group, okay, the question has been randomized, okay, which is the setting below. See, randomized.
But you can't really control the access. That means what he's proposing this this method is one person in that group will submit that entry.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
See that.
Submit the entry, correct. So these are the features in the quizzes. It's very useful. Okay. And most of the time, traditionally, quizzes have been used as a flat tool. I mean, after student complete whole course and then lesson, they quiz.
I mean, what we do with a grammar course is they each week they have a quiz to prepare before they come to class, and then we discuss any issues with the quiz in class. I mean, one way to do that, but then I suspect the students wouldn't do the quiz at home, would be that they come to class having done the quiz. Usually they print it out actually.
Oh, okay.
And then they compare and they discuss and then they could redo it. But I suspect that would make them be tempted not to do it the first time.
This coming out with the quiz is something which you do on the blackboard. It's like what you have done earlier on, right?
Last week.
How to do the quiz.
Right.
Yes, correct.
So today's session is how to use the quiz for collaboration.
Yes, correct.
Collaborative, using the quiz as a learning tool for collaboration, and also to get them thinking. You know that collaborative method is better. They can, maybe for the weaker students especially, you know, I mean, that will certainly help them, right? So they can see the value of that, and so you're instilling value, not just you know, getting good grades, and yeah. So that
you could even have them do it the first time round in groups, and then you'd have the answers on the 4 boards, and then you could have a look and see whether. I mean, the only problem is with the randomisation, if they've got more different, it's a bit tricky, but if they weren't randomised, then you could see, okay, let's all have a look at what we've got for question 2. You've got that, now explain why you've chosen that.
Right. You can do it many different ways. Yeah, we're just proposing.
Actually, these are just one of the proposals of the strategy. Of course, you are a very experienced instructor. You can vary. Probably you got even better strategy you can share with others. So.
What do you mean by randomized? Randomized, that means if you have it's in an item bank and then they just pull out 10 questions.
Same questions.
No,
it's the same set of questions.
Order.
You
So
may
when
have-
they
There's
enter
25
again,
questions.
they cannot
They come-
memorize
yeah.
that A.
Yeah.
And then A, B, C, D gets
For
right.
example,
If it's multiple choice, it gets randomised.
Yeah. Take for example,
Would that make a difference?
It's not different because some students they very smart. They do already.
Yeah,
Okay, I know question 2 definitely is answer B.
Oh.
They randomize you actually confuse them Then when you present to them as well, it's like a fresh set of question to them.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
The only problem then is when they've all done it and they've all done it in randomised order, and then you're trying to do feedback with them all together. That's really tough. because then you have to bring the things up and find them again.
In fact, just to share with you, okay, beside all these settings like allow the question to be randomized and also allow multiple attempt, you can also give students direct feedback for this question they answer correctly or incorrectly.
Why and with the explanation why, so that they can process that information into a knowledge, you know.
Okay, just to show you, okay, for this test, okay, actually I put some feedback, but just that I did not enable to show you, okay, but just to show you, since you all asked this question, I'll show you, okay. Notice here, if this one, you see the green tick mark, all these are correct answer. All these are correct answer. But if the student, okay, choose correct answer, they will get this feedback. So for incorrect answer, they get this feedback.
And you'll say that you got it incorrect. The correct answer is such and such.
All this you can change. It's up to you. Yeah.
This will actually increase the motivation for the students when they're able to get feedback immediately. I mean, that's what research suggests. So yeah, this feature is available in this.
So although you put all this feedback in place, okay, but at any times you have the flexibility to display or not to display.
Right.
Yeah, you have the flexibility.
Sometimes you want to change the schedule so they don't anticipate, you know, make it unpredictable, so they always come prepared. So you can use it sometimes and not use it. Not use it another time.
And these questions that you said are meant for this class that you're going to teach.
Yes.
So it's kind of like enclosed for this session. So if next year I'm teaching this course again, how do I save those questions so that I'm going to
it will be in the bank.
Oh yeah, it's actually within the BlackBoard itself. You can actually export out and use for another course next year. You can.
Export out.
You can. You see, let's show you. Okay, if you go to under Control Panel and under Course Tools, okay, then you select Test and Survey Pool. Okay, then you select Test. Okay, this is a question. This question set. You see, I can actually export copy.
Copy.
Yes.
And then how do I bring it back next time?
How does she bring into another course, a different course number?
No, you actually export out. You export as a zip file.
How does she upload it? Yeah. Does she upload or
No, you have to
import?
After you import,
you can import.
You call somebody.
You can call us. Linda is very smart.
You
call us. We can't help.
Import.
Basically, this whole session is just to let you experience, but the technical details are.
So you see this import,
So as you try to retype and redo.
Yeah, you just
you don't need to retype everything.
If you are done, maybe you can
Thank
just
you.
come
Thank
back
you.
for a little while so that we can just close